everybody, I'm the Pixelriffs. Welcome back to Decidedly Vanilla. This place has changed, hasn't it? Yes, it has. Well, I'm glad I stuck that thing there before I removed all that ground from underneath it. That would be a pain to try and, like, pillar up there and build that. We are here underneath the city, and you can see I have been doing a lot of clearing out. Yes, I have. All of this surface is half slabs, so we don't have to worry about bad guys spawning here. I've eventually got to make my way all the way back there, but what I decided to do was this outer circle, right where the edge of it goes. I'll show you. Let's just ender pearl, shall we? Whoop! Uh-oh, I'm going straight for those tracks. Don't die? Okay. So right here to the edge of the circle is where this goes, and it goes all the way over there. That wall right there is to the edge of that circle. And once I remove that chunk right there, I will have 25%. That's right, 25% of the area that needs to be cleared out underneath the city, just to have it clear to the circular part of the road. Now, it's going to have to extend out farther because we're going to have straight walls that are going to be out there on the edge, probably a little bit further away than that one, but about that tall. But the thing is, like out in this direction, you can see how the landscape goes upwards. It's really tall, so there's a lot of material that needs to be removed. As I work my way over in this general direction, it's not going to be so bad because some of the city is actually floating above the water. There goes my last piece of steak. And some of it is just all layers of sand, so it's no big deal. But this over here, I have since moved, like you can see right there where those torches are. That's where my old storage area is. There's a few odds and ends that are over there. But as I dig out that area, I'm going to finish moving it off. But over here, I'm just collecting like items in groups. So all of these double chests to this point is full of sand. That is all sand. This is all sandstone. We've got granite, diorite, and andesite and gravel. This is all cobblestone. And then this is just a bunch of random bits. Just some stuff here, a bunch of glass I'd left over, random junk, and then valuables, different valuables. And I just keep piling up iron ore. So what I've been doing is this. As I get a chance, I just come over and I'm just dumping it in there. I know we've got the super smelter that we could do this all in, but it gives me something to do. Like my little routine has been to dig out an area, fill it with half slabs, face straight up and dig out as much as I can. Whatever sand falls, it gets destroyed on the half slab. Or it doesn't get destroyed, it gets turned into a block I can pick up instead of having to dig it out. And just running back and forth, dumping and sorting stuff. And as I get enough iron ore built up, I just dump it in here. Did I see food? Yes, I did. Let's go ahead and get ourselves another furnace going because we need to get some more food cooking away because I'm running out of food steadily and quickly. Now, let's see here. Let's go and sleep real quick so we can make this safe. And we're going to go over and take a quick look at the vine farm because I feel like in this episode we're probably going to be able to finish off the vine farm. I have a special collab that I'm working out with one of the members on the server, and it's going to be a multi-episode collab because it's quite a big project that's going to be needing to work on. And I think if my schedules are correct, I think next episode or the episode, I'm not quite certain how we're going to do this. I don't know if this person and I have decided we're going to film. It's going to be a 2-episode build, and I can't remember, did we decide were we going to film it all and then release it as 2 episodes, or were we going to try and release it as we went? I'm going to have to check with them and see what that is. But this vine farm, you can see how monstrous this thing is. I mean, it's pretty ginormous, and in all truth, who needs that many vines, right? I know who does. Mr. Pixelriffs. He has been patiently waiting for vines, and it is high time that we deliver. So I have got all this area with vines growing in it, and what we need to do is we need to finish off the minecart system that will make it truly AFK. So the way that this works right now, do I have a minecart with me? I thought I did. Yes, I do. There's my axe. I was wondering where that thing went. I had several creepers blow me up, and I was like, uh-oh, I lost my axe. Oh, great. We didn't want to go up the hill. Uh-oh. Ooh, oh my gosh, we do take damage in minecarts, but not in boats. Okay. Well, let's see here. How do we do this where we don't get hurt? There we go. Now we'll just stare upwards and get sick to our stomach. Oh man, and I don't have any food with me. So what little food I've got left in my tummy we got to make it work. Don't you go anywhere. You stay right here with me. So the way this thing works is we'll be in a minecart and it will slowly make its way zigzagging back and forth in the water stream. And in the water stream is going to be fed a bunch of shears, and that way we'll always have shears in our hand. We'll be clipping at the vines, and then when we get to this very bottom end point, see if I can jump in there. There we go. I'm going to have to figure out how to time this just right, because we don't need to fall. We've already proven that going up to the tippy top, you're going to fall out and take damage. Once I see, I've got a sandstone half slab right there. That's there to prevent me from falling to my death and doom right there. Where's the minecart? Where's it going to land? Oh, looks like magic. Whoa. I didn't know I could punch it and make it move. Maybe because it was sitting on a half slab. I don't know. But what we got to do is we've got to get this spiral all the way up to the top. And then what it's going to do is it's going to go across diagonally. Or it's going to go across and then turn. And then it's going to deposit the player, which would be me, because I'm going to be the one playing. I'm going to be the one that's AFK. That is correct. See how this slopes down this way? So that means we have to get the minecart to come over to this side. So I'll climb up here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Whoa. Don't fall down. So basically the minecart's going to make its way right over here. And then it's going to go over this way. I'll probably run it along the back. That might be the best way to go. Best course of action. And it's going to deposit us right here in this spot. And then once we get all the way down to the bottom is the opposite. So it's set up where that little spirally minecart thing is going to come up right here. And that should take us over to that end and drop us down again. And so basically the area where we would jump in a minecart to start the process, all the storage facilities and everything are going to be up here at this spot. That's the way it works. But here's kind of the weird thing. I don't know what I did, if I did my math wrong or what, but this is literally right up against the road. There is one spot away from the road. So what I've got to do is I've got to come up with a way to build like a facade to this thing. And I've kind of thought about it, like where do you see vines? And what kind of things do you see where you see those vines? I've kind of got an idea of how I want to decorate this building. And depending on how it goes, we may be able to structure it in such a way that it kind of fits a little bit better. But my other concern is I haven't built my first diagonal wall. Like, let's see if we can get over here. From that gate to that gate, somewhere right in this vicinity is going to be a diagonal wall that comes out this way, and it's going to meet up with the exterior wall. That way, not only do the roads make it so, not like, Star Trek make it so, but not only are the roads going to make it so that everything is segmented, but we're actually going to have each zone walled off so that each zone can have its own theme and its own style. And that way we can have all kinds of crazy builds going on in here. But yeah, I figured I'd do a little bit of a update as to what's going down. Let's go up here. I don't know if I've got enough health. I've got 2 hearts. 2 of hearts. Can we do this without getting hurt? Okay, that broke without no problem. And we've got our cool shulker box here that we're going to use. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is get myself some dirt so that I can pillar my way up and smack each of those. And the problem is, as they fall, do they take damage as they fall, or do they take damage if another anvil crashes on top of them? I can't remember how that works. But see, that's chipped and that's a regular anvil. So it's at different levels of destruction that it's had to endure. Let's see. Let's break this one. That one's a perfect anvil. Okay, that one added to that. Huh. Maybe he gave me some junk anvils. Maybe he gave me a few anvils that were already broken. Uh-oh. Nope, you get back over there. Oh, man. Okay, so we've got... Oh, that's crazy. I wonder if he realized he did that. Get out of the way. Oh, wow. Torches break them. Piggy doth have an idea. Yes, he does. Let's see if we can do this quickly. Can we break that and place a torch? Nope. I'm just not coordinated enough. I'm used to doing it with breaking sand. I guess if I knew how to do the quick keys and could like click over real quick, we could do it. This is giving me like nightmare flashbacks to when I was on the full stack server and I got pranked with 1 billion ton of anvils. If you haven't seen that, go look up the full stack playlist, and it's one of the first episodes. I think it's called Hazing was the name of the episode. In that series, I wanted to try and see, could I come up with a one word name for each episode. That got quite challenging after a while, I must say. Plus, I had like a little poetic intro for each one of them. It was fun. It was a creative challenge, to say the least. I only got 2 more hearts, so I have to be very careful with how I do this. Can I drop that far and not die? Oh! That really scared me. And here's the other thing that's really strange. I slept in that bed, and for some reason, I don't know if this has to do with the timing or what's going on, but when I sleep in beds, I don't end up in my bed if I die. If I leave the end, because I've had to go there several times to repair my pickaxe, when I leave the end, it sends me back to spawn because it says my bed is obstructed. No matter what I do, I can't have a bed that's unobstructed. I don't understand that. So I'm going to have to get with server admins and figure out, is there something going on? We're going to run back over here. At least we've got full health. Maybe we'll be able to survive the stinker that is the skeleton. Hopefully the skeleton has not tried to steal any of my tools or anything. Where did we die? This isn't modded, so we don't get a beacon showing us where we died. And the sun's getting ready to fall down. Not fall down, but go down. But what? Oh, you were tucked away right there, you little stinker. I thought I had a sword. Where's my sword? Oh, great. I know I had a sword. There it is. I'm not going completely crazy, but at least we're safe down here now. And yeah, you can see where I've gone around that back edge, so I just have that little chunk to finish off. But what I need to get doing now is I need to finish up the other column of tracks and get that all set up. And then I have to get a dispersal system that's basically going to move, what do you call them, shears. It's got to distribute shears throughout the system for me, and I have to do some bubble columns and stuff so that we can collect the mines. So there's still a little bit more work to be done. Some more technical stuff. And then once that's done, we'll have to start working on making this thing look nice on the exterior. Because remember, anything we can see underneath the city, it can be ugly, it can be just whatever it is. It doesn't have to have any... It can be chaotic. Yeah. It can be totally chaotic. It just has to be spawn-proof. But whenever we're inside the city, the stuff has to look nice. So that the dystopian feeling is complete. So I'm going to run over here and sleep because the sun's about to go down. Gonna go ahead and stuff my face. Somehow I magically managed to put exactly the right amount. Oh no, okay. I thought there was no coal left. We're gonna sleep in our bed that's obstructed. I'm gonna do some more work and I'm gonna bring you back and show you my progress. You know, they say beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But this is an ugly mess. Not gonna lie, this thing's turning out to be quite the mess. So what it translates is to, what I'm really saying is, this is turning out to be quite a challenge that we're gonna try and make it look nice. Oh, I missed a spot. Way to go, Piggy. Oh, that's right, I ran out of that wood. Okay, so we'll have to fix that. So what I started doing was a little bit of decoration with the walls that's going to be on the inside of each wedge area. Let's go over here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is a little bit better. See, the building's right here, and I know that the wall's going to go around behind it. So I went ahead and built some of the wall just so that I know what's going to happen. Like when I start putting the facade on this thing, it's probably going to go right up against this. And I've got to do enough that it's going to cover up some of that stuff right there. So eventually, some of this wall is going to completely disappear. But I felt like if I built it now, as I built the exterior of the wall, whatever butt up against this wall happens, then I can go ahead and just remove that part of the wall. Right here's a little bit more of an open version, so we can kind of see what it's supposed to look like. So we've got these little inset decorations going on. Now, the challenge I've given myself is whatever I build has to be spawn proof. Like, I want this to be that no matter where you go in this city, you cannot get attacked by mobs. You will not get creeper bombed. Like, nothing bad can happen to you in the city because it's a utopia. It's supposed to be all happy and safe and everything, right? So that's the challenge. Now, with 1.14 coming out, there's going to be a whole lot more blocks that are half slabs. Like, they're adding a ton of half slabs and stairs. So it's just going to give us a ton of more options, which is going to be awesome. But we've got to figure out little tricks and stuff in our building techniques to make sure that nothing has a spawnable surface. So all of that is half slabs or stairs or just something that stops a spawn. But I've got this little decoration. Now I got to, oh good, the sun's about to come up. I was going to sleep, but these guys are about to burn. So that'll be fine. Burn, baby, burn. Burn, baby, burn. So we get over here. You can see the back side of the wall looks pretty darn ugly right now, which is fine. We're going to build a mirror image of it on this side so you won't ever see it. What'll be really fun to do is once I get more of this built to be underneath the city and to look up and to be able to see inside all of this and just be like, man, the Dystopian is rotten on the inside. But right here I kind of stopped because I got to figure out how I want to make my archway. Like, I'm going to extend this wall. It's going to keep going that way, and it's going to go past that spot. There's going to be a flat wall right there. So this is going to extend to that point and intersect with it. But right here where this road is, we've got to build some kind of an archway that you'll go through. And this is going to be another one of those crazy challenges where we're going to design something that has a natural arch feel to it, but we're building it on an angle, just like how we built all these things on angles. And then once I get that design done, I have to figure out, like, based off, like, right here the angle will be this, but when we get over there the angle will be like that. And as we go around the city, the main circle, the angle's going to change. So I just kind of stopped at that point. And then we can see over here, I built some of this wall back here. Just because, like I said, I wanted to see how much room do I actually have for this building before we start running into the wall. And I don't know if you notice anything. I've been a busy pig. I don't have any more ender pearls. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, it's probably a death drop from right up here. But look how much I've actually gotten cleared out since last clip. It's probably been 4 or 5 days since, and I have just been going crazy with my pickaxe, busting out all of this stuff. I've got just that segment over there, so I think I've got less than 50% that needs to be done. And what I love about this is as I'm standing up here and you can look down, first of all, I love how crazy it is. You can see the shadow cast by the road. But the second thing is, doing this, I feel like you start to really get a sense of how big this structure is. Like when there's all this landmass and randomness underneath you, like all of that, it's kind of deceptive. It feels a lot closer and smaller than it actually is. But when you've got just a flat open, and that's not even wall to wall. Like this isn't even extended to the full length of where the exterior wall is going to go. So it's just going to be that much bigger. These edges only exist to the outermost extreme of the, oh, it's raining right in this one spot. But see what the outermost extreme of the circular part of the road, that's where the edge is. Well, these roads extend way beyond that. So, I mean, it's just got that much more area. Now, this is where I'm kind of stuck. I was backfilling all this water. I'm like, I'm going to backfill it, and then I'm going to dig out the sand, and I'm going to get rid of the water. And then I got to thinking about it. That is a lot of work, especially right in there. Look how deep that is. That is so crazy. So you can see kind of right over here. Let's see. We'll just, there we go. We'll just swim. Why not? Oh, a little bit of a lag spike there. We'll come over here. Don't worry, we'll address the vine farm in just a second. I know I'm kind of dragging my feet on this, but it is what it is, right? Okay, so swim up here and get ourselves some air. So you can see I'm building like a false floor right here. This false floor is the solid surface where the half slabs that line up with the rest of the half slabs, they rest right on top of that. So what I've been doing is just taking a ton of sandstone that I've got, and you can see right here what it looks like. I'm just extending out this floor. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to backfill all this stuff. I don't need to worry about that there's water down there. It's not going to matter. So I'm like fighting my instinct. My instinct is to backfill everything and have no hollow spots anywhere. But yeah, we ain't going to do that. So let's run over here. So, oh, you stink it. Now, this is the thing. I get the feeling once we start sealing up the above ground part, we're going to have an infestation of bats down here just because it's going to be so dark. And I really don't want to light up the whole thing. I want the underside of the city to be dark and dreary. And wherever there's points of interest that we can go to under the city, that area will be lit up. Like right here, we've got some food growing just so I don't starve to death and other things like that. And so this will be lit up. So if we're like standing way off over there, we can look in the distance and see this area lit up. And so that'll kind of be like how we navigate underneath the city. But I would say my collection of sand has grown, wouldn't you? I've probably doubled the amount of sand I got all the way to this point. I had this one almost full, but then I started doing all that backfilling. So we'll get the sand back. We'll repatriate it eventually. Now, with the bed, I got to talking to Pixelriffs about it, and he said, well, the problem is when you go to get out of the bed or when you die, the game looks for a solid surface next to your bed, and it spawns you there. It doesn't actually spawn you on the bed. And these were all lower half slabs. So it didn't see a solid surface. So that's why it was saying the bed was obstructed. But now that I've got these solid sides here, if I die, I'll just respawn right here. Or if I go to the end to heal up the pickaxe, I'll just respawn right there. And then, what was it? I think it was last night or the night before. Silent Whisperer was doing a live stream. And he came over and checked out the base for a minute. I gave him some cocoa beans that he needed. I got rid of those stinking anvils. And he's like, what do you want in payment for your cocoa beans? I said, well, just go ahead and see right over here. I hate that I don't have Optifine Zoom. I'm using Multi-MC as my game launcher, and I can't install Optifine on it for some reason. It's just being a little jerky. This is where our spot going down to the mine shafts is at right here. I don't know if I've even shown this, but right above this is where that little sand walled in area with all those chests were. It was right here. Well, I had an ender chest just floating in the air, and I told him, I don't have a silk touch pick anymore. I lost it when a creeper blew up and killed me. So if you could just break my my ender chest, which, by the way, he had kindly donated to me already. Like, if you could come break this ender chest you gave to me so I could relocate it, that would be great. So he came over here, and he gave me this. A silk touch mending, unbreaking 3, efficiency 5 pickaxe, which is just absolutely amazing. Such a nice guy, I tell you what. Either that or he doesn't understand the value of cocoa beans. I don't know which one is which. I'm going to go with nice guy. And I got myself a little tree farm here, growing some acacia so that we can fill in that spot. I think the reason why I didn't bother filling in that spot is because I don't know how much of that wall is going to be there. But here's what we got going on with the vine farm. Long circular reasoning to get over to what we're doing with the vine farm. So as we are inside here with shears, breaking vines. Oh, where's the entrance, Piggy? What'd you do with it? As we clip a vine, it gets caught in the water stream and it washes all the way down to the bottom. But we need to get it back up to the surface so we can actually make use and collect of the vines. So those vines get washed down to the very bottom and they make their way to this spot right here, which shoots them up to the top. And it does that for both sides because we have a diagonal track right here, and then on the other side we have another diagonal track. So this is collection for both sides of the vines. And so they're going to get shot up there to that point. They're going to converge in the middle. I haven't set that up yet, but they'll converge, and it will go to a storage system of just hoppers and chests, and it's going to hold on and collect the vines for me. Now, the other thing is, as you move through the machine, you're AFK, so you can't really pay attention what's going on because you're physically away from your computer. So your character's just sitting there going, chick, 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 just breaking vines. Well, eventually those shears are going to break because they have durability. So I have to make a way where this machine is going to constantly keep shears in your inventory. How tall is this thing? Oh my gosh. I'm getting sick. I have to make a way where this thing is going to constantly keep your inventory full of shears. So here's the trick, what we do. I'm going to, let's say I was coming up here to run this machine, okay? So I'm going to have a little storage area where I can dump all my belongings. So I would remove everything, and I would dump it into a chest, so I have an empty inventory. Then I'm going to prime my character. And what I mean by that is I'm going to take a stack of vines, and I'm going to fill up every single inventory slot except this last one. Now, the reason why the last one is because this is where the shears are going to go. Now, if I'm holding shears and they break, this inventory slot's going to become open. If it was this inventory slot, that would be a problem. Because sometimes when we're in this machine clipping away at these vines... Oh, I can't jump over. Hang on. We'll get this. As you're clipping away, sometimes the vines will land right on the edge of this these stairs. Because as they break, they kind of randomly get a trajectory, and they just go in a random direction at a random speed. So sometimes you actually end up picking up the vine. So if this slot was open, I would pick up a vine, and now all my slots would be full. I wouldn't be able to pick up any shears, and I would just be wasting hours of hand breaking vines, which watch what happens. When you break a vine by hand, you get nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing, and if you punch vines, you get nothing. Whoa. Yeah, we need to piggy-proof that. So what I've got here is this system. This just is like a crazy... let me see if I can explain this. So this, it'll be a manual switch to turn it on. And what I've got below is I have a two observers facing each other. You flip that switch, and it pushes those two observers together, and they start a clock. And that clock starts taking whatever's in this dropper and shooting it out into the water stream. So we're going to fill this thing up with shears. So as I'm in the minecart working my way through that water stream, shears will be shooting into the water stream and running past my character. The moment this slot breaks, the shears break and becomes empty, I'll pick up the next available shear floating past me in the water stream. Now, as the shears make their way all the way down to the bottom, that's where this thing comes in handy. So I'm going to explain when it happens, and then we'll go down there and I'll show you. So basically, I've got a collection system at the bottom that when it senses something in its inventory, it turns on a clock, and that clock shoots the item into water. And with these awesome bubble columns that we now have, it basically shoots it up here, over there to that collection point. Now, what happens is this thing makes like a figure 8. Okay, so first of all, when items are in the world, they have 5 minutes before they despawn, and I have no idea how long it's going to take those items to make their way all the way down to the bottom. I just don't have the time and resources to make all of this ice. So they're going to move a little bit slower. They're not going to have the ice to make them move fast. So as they make the shears make their way to the bottom, they'll rocket up here, and they'll rocket across this because it's ice. But they're going to get it. Then they're going to get collected. Now, when they get collected in here, this resets the 5-minute clock before it despawns. So once they shoot out of here, that 5-minute timer starts all over again. So what happens is the shears will get spit down here. They'll make their way down to the bottom. I've got to build another bubble column over. Let's see. If this is the bottom for this side, then the bottom for this side is going to be over here. So I'm going to have another column somewhere. It's probably going to be on the back side of these rails. Probably right here in this spot or somewhere right there. Oh, we might be able to make it right back in here. That'd probably be a little bit better, so we leave some space from the road. But that column's going to shoot those shears all the way up here, and then they're going to make their way diagonally over to that side over there. I'll show you what I mean. Is this right? This is the point. Where do we drop down? I haven't even extended the rails. That's what's going on. Or have I? Okay, you drop down right here. Shears go down right here. This takes you over to this spot. So I'm going to have to bring the shears from over there. Yeah, I'm sorry. It'll be right there. They'll be sent diagonally to this spot and be dropped right here. So it makes like a figure 8. So basically what happens is we will have one spot that you turn on, and it will make the shears go through and go down here. They'll come up. They'll go down here. They'll come up. So that way one machine is sending shears to both streams. So wherever I am in the machine AFK, I'm going to have shears passing by me. So that's the logic behind how that thing works. But what I've got to do now is I've just got to finish up a few more little tidbits. I've got to, yeah, I said I was going to show you. So as I'm explaining, I'll go down here. This whole video is turned into nothing but commentary. We haven't, I'll be honest with you, like some of these builds like this, what we're doing that's so huge, it can be very difficult to figure out ways to film it where it feels like there's progress. Because it's so big, there's a lot of just mundane stuff like breaking blocks. So I apologize if this video seems a little bit less exciting than normal. We'll try and kick it up a notch in the next couple episodes, okay? I can't make any promises, but I'll give it my best effort. But as the shears make their way down here, they will get washed to this spot. There's a hopper right here, and I'll show you what happens. Now you're gonna have to trust me because I didn't look in there, but up above, you know what? Here's a way to do it. Actually, I'm being very trusting by doing this because I love that shovel. And I haven't actually tested this. Let's do it with 6 signs, okay? Hear it? So I threw those 6 signs in there, and they just went into an observer activated system that shot those signs into that water column. So we should be able to go up here and look in that chest, and we'll see those signs sitting up in that dropper. Yeah, it's kind of a slow trudge to get up this thing, isn't it? Now, I don't expect I'll be using this vine farm very often, unless there's just a run on vines and Pixelriffs needs to buy some more, then I'll be able to use it. But for the most part, I didn't feel like I needed to worry about speed of traveling through this machine because it's not going to be something we use day to day. Look at that. 6 signs, they made their way up here, so that's awesome. So I have actually rambled on long enough for an entire day-night cycle to go through, which is crazy. So, so I'm going to get to working a little bit more. I think what I'm going to do for this episode is I'm just aiming to get this thing functional. We'll worry about the facade and stuff a little bit later once we get more of these walls kind of extended and we know our boundaries and what area we need to build within. So I'm going to try and get this thing functional so we can get some vine outputs, and hopefully we're going to be able to make a delivery over to Mr. Pixelriffs by the end of this episode, which will be awesome. See this, Zloy? Don't you get any crazy ideas. Why did I say that? Now every single one of these is going to end up like this. That will... Look at this, Zloy. The pranks practically write themselves around here. So y'all just sit tight. I'm going to get a little bit more work done, and hopefully we can get this thing up and running. All right, everybody. I'm all set up. I am ready to go. Now, I've run a test on this thing to make sure it works. I rode this minecart all the way through with some shears, and I have sheared all the vines that I could shear. I sheared all the vines that a pig could shear if a pig could shear vines. I messed that up, yeah. One of my main concerns was going to be as my character made its way through the farm. I went ahead and lit this up. It was a little annoying. But I wanted to see if, while I made it through the farm, and I got down to the bottom, and then the other side and down to the bottom, when I came back to this side, would the vines be grown back? Or would I be trying to shear vines that hadn't grown back yet? Like, I wanted to make sure that every time my character was trying to shear something, there would be a vine in front of me to shear, if that makes sense. And this is a sign that I first started with, and we can see there's a few spots. There's some back there and back there that are missing, but a lot of the vines have grown back. Now, it's only been, I don't know, maybe 45 seconds since I got out of the minecart. I went ahead and set up my recording software and all that stuff and hit record. So we can see that for the most part, vines are growing back in this thing about the rate that I will be shearing them. So when you go through the farm, the first initial pass, you're going to get a lot of vines out of it. The second pass, the third pass, it's going to be dependent on the random growth of the vines, but there's enough vines in there growing that at least each position you should get a vine. So my first pass through the whole farm, I got this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5 stacks of vines. Unfortunately, I didn't time myself going through it. I think it was about 10 to 12 minutes to slowly in a minecart, because you're in water, remember, so you're moving real slow. So it's about 12 minutes to get through the whole thing. So, you know, what are we talking about? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go 6 times 5 for an hour. So 30 stacks of vines in an hour. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Now, like I said, I have the feeling that once I get a nice delivery of vines for Pixelriffs, and he gets them over in his shop, I don't think vines are going to be a big seller. Vines are one of those things that you never need until you need them. And then when you need them, you want like to combine and make, you know, like mossy cobble and mossy brick for decoration and stuff. But then you got to stop and shear all the vines, and that shearing takes a little while. But I can set this up AFK, and I don't have to worry about being here. I can go eat dinner. I can go watch a movie. I can go to sleep in real life. And my character can sit here on the server and just, you know, collect all these things. Now, this little system right here, this is set up full to the brim with shears. So what we do is we're gonna flip this switch, and we can see. Uh-oh, it's starting to give them to me. I don't want these. These are not the shears I'm looking for. Whoop, whoop. There we go. We'll just throw them down there. And so they're gonna start making their way through the machine. Now I'm gonna go and turn this off. I just wanted to get some going through there. But what I have to do is come over and flip this switch. This is going to turn this side on. I'm going to move away a little bit because it's a little bit of annoying sound. But what's going to end up happening is we're going to see shears start coming up right over here at this water spot. Let's see. That goes that way from there, from that backside. So in a few seconds, we should start seeing all the shears making their way up here, and then they get washed over to that collection spot, and then they get washed down and they get collected back over here. And I don't know what... There they go. Surely you can't be serious. Oh, I had to use a joke. Now, I don't know what the deal is with Minecraft. I think it's just Minecraft 1.13, but the only thing in this area running is this one redstone contraption. That is it. And I don't know if you can notice on video, but there's some video stuttering. Like, I'm seriously losing frame rate. Let's see, what are we at right now? We're at 30... 40. Okay, so that thing is now empty because it started making a different sound. So let's see what we go up in frame rate to. So now we're up 41. It's starting to go up a little bit. 57, 60 at resting. So we went up about 10 or 12 frames. So there's like an average of about a 10 frame drop just running that. Now what I haven't done is turned on several redstone devices and seen it. But the game is just so like screwy that there you go. Come on boys, come on home. Come back to rest here and you'll get run through the system again. So I'm hoping when they release 1.14 is a couple of months away, I believe, but I'm hoping when they release 1.14 they resolve some of these issues, because it can be really annoying, like especially if I wanted to have a few auto farms running in the background in the city. Like say I had a sugarcane farm going or something. Well, every time one of these little piston things activate to move sugarcane around, it's going to cause frame stutter. It's just a little annoying. But that's it. We've got ourselves a vine farm going. Can I jump down and not die? Yes. So we've got a whole bunch of area underneath the city that is starting to get cleared out, which is awesome. That means all of this area is mob proof. Nothing spawns around here. And as we just keep expanding it, that means more and more as we start building stuff, I don't have to worry about it being night. It actually looks cool at night now because of the different lighting and stuff, but I don't have to worry about getting rushed by mobs and getting killed, which is awesome. So that's going to be it for this episode. I have finally got this thing up and running, so now we can make a delivery to Mr. Pixelriffs. Hopefully we'll be able to do that in next episode, and hopefully we'll have another really cool project on the way. There actually is several. There are several projects. They're secret. I can't tell you yet because they have to get underway. But yeah, you just stick around. You'll find out what they are. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. But if you did enjoy this episode, please click that like button. And if you're not subscribed and you would like to be, go ahead and subscribe and click the notification bell so YouTube can tell you when the videos come out. This kelp, I tell you what, for a pig, this is not filling. There's no calories in this thing. There's no protein. Man, I just run through this stuff. I'm going to have to get some real food going here. But thank you all so much for watching. I've really enjoyed this episode and all the work that's been done in it. I am loving how the city is coming along. And I can't wait to build on more of it. And I hope to be building more of it, which means it'll be a next episode. Yeah, I'm running my words, so that's a cue. I can't wait to see you in the next episode of Decidedly Vanilla.